Today we'll be talking about the Mythic banner for July 2021. As always, these monthly banners have a starting 8% 5-star focus rate, and the non-focus rate is set to 0%, meaning any 5-star hero you do summon is guaranteed to be one of these 12 units. We'll be talking briefly about everyone available, and we'll discuss the newest Mythic hero. This month we got Mythic Ullr, who is one of the 12 Crusaders from Jugdral. Seems like if they last long enough, we can just go through the rest of those guys. Ullr's descendant is Bridget, who is already in the game. As a unit, Ullr is going to be a Blue Infantry Archer, and she is a light mythic hero who boosts speed. She should also grant the extra team member slot in Aether raids. Have to say, she has some very cool artwork. For old skills, Ullr is bringing back some favorites. She will be our second Deadeye wielder, and Deadeye is an archer only special that disables damage reduction skills. To go with it, she also has Time's Pulse, which is basically the same setup as Shinon. Last, Ullr is going to have Life and Death Force, so she's probably going to be focusing on all-on offense and doesn't really want to take any hits. If you really want Deadeye with Time's Pulse right now, until the Mythic banner is released next reset, you still have the Legendary Remix banner, which has Shinon on it. You can spark on those banners, so you can guarantee Shinon if you summon 40 times. Otherwise, you can test your luck with the Mythic banner. For her unique weapon, Ullr has the Holy Yewfelle. It's a 14-might bow that accelerates specials, and if Ullr initiates combat or if the foe has more than 75% HP, she gains +6 attack and speed, neutralizes attack and speed stat penalties, and neutralizes effects that inflict special cooldown charge -X on Ullr during combat. Overall, a pretty simple offensive weapon. Ullr has faster specials, attack and speed boost, with attack and speed deal with neutralization, and the anti-guard effect that Byleth and Ira have. With the rest of her base kit, it's clear that Ullr is going to be focused on strong initiations. Her Deadeye will be on a 1 cooldown every player phase, and Ullr will always charge her with her first attack, and if she doubles, then it will proc. Anti-guard is super powerful in today's game, especially with a strong special like Deadeye. I'm sure Ullr will have great attack and speed stats as well, so you don't want to let her attack twice. That may be easier said than done though, thanks to Ullr's unique B skill, Yngzi Ascendant, neutralize effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks during combat. If Ullr initiates combat, she can make a follow-up attack before the foe can counter. So this is pretty much just the offensive portion of no follow-up combined with desperation with no HP condition. This is actually almost the exact same B skill as legendary Celica, with some slight differences. Celica has desperation 3, so she needs to get hurt before hitting twice in a row. She also has the full no follow-up 3 ability, so she stops enemy skills that give free doubles like quick repulse. For Ullr, she just hits you twice in a row at any HP, and she also can't be stopped by follow-up prevention. I would say this is better since both are pretty much focusing on initiations anyway, and it's quite dangerous to take counterattacks, especially from some certain transforming army units these days. Ullr will have to worry about quick repulse skills or summon reaches her first though, so you do need to watch out for that. She really wants to KO the opponent with 2 immediate hits, so make them count. With Deadeye and Time's Pulse plus Holy Yewfelle, Ullr can initiate, charge Deadeye with attack number 1, and then fire hit number 2 with Deadeye primed. Guard's not going to stop her, and follow prevention skills like Wary Fighter also won't stop her. However, Hardy Bearing does stop desperation, so you need to watch out for that. If you would prefer to run a 2 cooldown special with Ullr, you can replace Time's Pulse. Since Ullr is hitting twice in a row, she can't reproduce Ira's double Ragnar Astra strategy, so we don't really need to pre-charge the 2 cooldown special. Overall, Mythic Ullr is pretty straightforward. She wants to player phase initiate, and she can attack twice in a row while proccing Deadeye. As a late Mythic hero, she is kind of in a strange spot since I'm not sure how much a pure player phase archer is needed for offense, besides taking down foes once the defense starts moving, or if you can reposition her afterwards. She won't be able to receive blessings, so that can be an issue, and she doesn't have any support capabilities, whereas more offensive units like Dagger at least offer Pathfinder. If you want to stack speed, you could run her with Peony for your other light unit teams though. Now, I have seen some people saying she's a counter to Fallen Edelgard, but I feel that's slightly misleading. With her base kit, Ullr does have good things to counter Fallen Edelgard's abilities. She can ignore the follow prevention and attack twice in a row while also ignoring the guard from Armored Wall. One issue is that Ullr is proccing Deadeye on her second attack, and Edelgard only has the damage reduction effect on her first attack that she gets hit with, so that's kind of a waste. Deadeye also just doubles base damage, and even if Ullr has good base attack, she's still a physical damage dealer against Edelgard's insane base defense plus attack and defense ideal A skill. That said, Ullr could just run Luna or Ruptured Sky. You cannot use Ruptured Sky with times pulse, otherwise it's going to get tanked by the 40% damage reduction. But if you have anti-guard, or with anti-guard, Ullr will proc it on hit number 2. Obviously, if Ullr doesn't kill with those 2 hits, she is pretty much dead, so you're going to need a lot of attack. Definitely wouldn't say she's a hard counter, especially if the Edelgard has blessing bonuses. Still, this should showcase that Ullr has good potential. She's very offensive but lacks defensive tools, and with life and death, whatever her defensive stats end up being, those are going to be even lower. Her main goal is to initiate and proc her special with 2 immediate attacks. If you don't outspeed her or have hardy bearing, then you can't really stop it. Assuming Ullr has high base attack, she can also act like a blue version of a green, using an AoE special spiral build. Anti-guard means she will always get that 1 cooldown needed before a special charge or before a special spiral recharges the AoE special. That could be a fun setup for PvE maps. Next, let's go over the 11 other heroes on this banner. For red, we got the triple sword cav group of Regan, Legendary Sigurd, and Legendary Seliph. Blue's gonna have Mythic Ullr, and for the 3rd time, we have Saros plus Legendary Dimitri together. I'm sure the number of players with plus 10 of both of those are pretty high at this point. For green, we have Mythic Yoon, Pent, and Shamir. Then for colorless, we got Milla, Air, and Luis. Starting with the red group is Regan. Everyone can get her for free from the Book 5 story. She's a great offensive cavalier, and she has Conto 3 built into her sword, allowing for some crazy maneuvers. Regan is great for foddering as well. She has Swiss Sparrow 3, low speed and defense 3, and Panic Smoke, all pretty good skills. Now with Luthier putting Swiss Sparrow 2 in the low rarity summoning pool, that just makes it easier to grab the tier 3 version and a whole other skill line. Next is Legendary Sigurd. He's a slower sword cavalier, but he's got some built-in follow-up attacks and a high base attack stat. Sigurd's main draw is his Holy Knight R special, which allows him to move 4 spaces at all times. If Holy Knight R procs, he gives 1 extra movement to the rest of his whole team, even if he dies. Basically, Legendary Sigurd is a ridiculous defense unit because he enables the rest of his team to move 1 space further. You can just slap Quicken Pulse on him to fully charge Holy Knight Aura, and even if Sigurd suicides into the enemy team, he'll proc the special on his first attack. This is his first rerun, but I'm sure a lot of players have seen his potential by now. As for other skills, Sigurd styles Crusader's Ward. He also has Attack and Defense Catch 4, which is a neat A skill for Cavaliers and Flyers. He also has Fatal Smoke, which is powerful against units who depend on healing. Fantastic unit all around. Joining Sigurd is Legendary Seliph. Seliph is also a slower sword cavalier, but he's more focused on enemy phase tanking. Seliph can hit twice in a row on the enemy phase after taking a hit, and he also heals 7 HP per attack. The idea is that Seliph tanks a hit, then he fires back twice and heals 14 HP in the process. He also has distant counter to use this against ranged units, and then he has joint home defense for buffing himself and some allies. Overall, the red group is very good for units and for foddering skills. For blue, we got Mythic Ullr. In terms of fodder, she's excellent since she's the only second Deadeye wielder. You can also pick it up with Times Pulse, which is great as well. As mentioned, if you just want the specific fodder combo, you could spark Shinon if the Legendary Remix banner is still up. Ullr will also offer Life and Death 4 if you need those flat stats. Next is Mythic Saros. She offers that extra defense slot for Anima Seasons. Saros is a Blue Infantry Dragon, and she's very min-maxed for low speed. Her Aurora Breath offers a follow-up attack when initiating, and on the enemy phase, it prevents the foe's follow-up. Her Wings of Light skill buffs other mythic units, which is very nice, but they only work up until turn 5. As for inheritable skills, she has Mirror Impact and Dragon Wall. Saros is still the only Dragon Wall wielder, so if you really want that B skill, you're gonna need to get her. Last in the group is Legendary Dimitri. He's a fast Alliance infantry unit, and Air Bar just gives him more stats and the dodge effect. With Atrocity, Dimitri gets free extra damage each hit, and after combat he debuffs all 4 stats along with Pulse Smoke. He's a very strong Lance unit. For other skills, Dimitri has Sturdy Impact and Odd Tempest for extra movement. Overall, blue is also going to be very good if you want to summon for Mythic Ullr. Everyone is a strong unit, and we got some really good skills on hand. Next up is the green group, starting with Mythic Yoon. She's a flying green mage and focuses on debuffing. Her Chaos Name C-skill emits a debuff within 3 columns of Yoon, and it lowers the foe's highest stat. With Chaos Manifest, Yoon gets extra attack and a follow-up attack against debuff foes, so she can work well with any debuffing team. For fodder skills, she has Attack and Res Bond 3 and Sabotage Res. With Sabotage Res on solo now, it's not too hard to get. Next, we got Pent, who is a green infantry mage. His Tome of Regale grants times pulse to any major than 2 spaces, so Pent can enable some very funky special charging tactics. This also applies to himself, and he has times pulse already, meaning Pent can pre-charge 2 cooldown specials immediately every player phase. His other skills include low attack and res, and the green dual infantry 4A skill for arena scoring. Third, we got Shamir, who actually shares a few similarities with Ullr. Shamir is a great infantry archer with lots of attack and speed, and her survivalist bow also accelerates specials and grants more attack and speed. She also has no follow-up. The difference is that survivalist bow has a fire sweep effect, which combined with no follow-up could be better than just having desperation. Fire sweep is stopped by no see disrupt, while desperation is going to be stopped by hardy bearing. Still, having fire sweep is very nice against dangerous counterattacks. If Shamir doesn't get the kill, she can try to run away. If Ullr doesn't kill in 2 hits, she can and probably will get hit back. Shamir is definitely a great archer. She does have good fodder as well. Attack and speed solo 4, no follow-up, and rouse attack and speed. All of these are great for offensive units. Last up is the Colorless crew, starting with Mythic Milla. She's a light mythic hero who boosts defense and can grant an extra turn thanks to her turn will. Milla's turn will also inflicts isolation, and Nurturing Breath is just a big AoE +2 stat boost for your whole team. With Rally Defense Res Plus and Sabotage Attack, Milla has a bunch of support options. She then has Bracing Stance 3 for her protection for herself. Bracing Stance, Rally Defense Res Plus, and Sabotage Attack can all be great on other units as well. Second, we have Air, who is free from book 3. She's a light mythic that grants bonus resistance, and her dagger is a very basic attack and speed boost. Sparkling Boost is going to heal the most hurt ally with 10 HP every turn. That can be nice for healing a main tank. For her rarest skill, Air is going to offer Mystic Boost 3 in the B slot, but she does have Swift Sparrow 2 as well. Last up is Louise, who is a colorless infantry archer. We have another powerful offensive archer, but Louise only has the Rainbow Plus. This bow inflicts -5 speed and defense debuffs on the foe at any point in time, but it's the same as the Core Bow Plus from Summer Joshua, who is in the Divine Code shop. Louise at least has some other strong skills on hand. Rally Defense Res Plus is here again. Attack and Speed Ideal currently is only available on Louise, and it's a pretty scary A skill for first encounters. Then Louise is going to have Attack and Speed Oath for those self-buffs. Very fun skills available. That's going to be it for this mythic banner. Not sure if Ullr is going to be prevalent for Aether raids, but she is undeniably a strong archer. You don't want to let her attack first, and I'm expecting her to have some very solid base attack and speed stats. Personally, I will not be summoning because Jugdral Legends is expected to be the second banner in August. Nothing is confirmed, but it would line up with previous years. Let me know your thoughts on Mythic Ullr and this banner. Good luck if you are summoning, and I'll see you in the next video.